Welcome back to our Tri-State Trends podcast. Lindisbeth Rodriguez, aka Lindy, is with me today. I love that name and want to talk about some of the things you're doing here that's creating success in Florida and some of your warm market. I also want to talk about what you're doing from a recruiting standpoint. But before we get into anything about that and figure out exactly what you're trending for, how you doing today, ma'am?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for asking. You?
I'm doing amazing, Lindy. I'm happy to have you on here. Let's talk a little bit about your journey. Where were you before Family First Life, and how did you find Family First Life?
Sure. I'm from Puerto Rico, so I came over here in 2014. My first insurance experience was in Puerto Rico after my mom passed away on 2011. The company that paid for her final expense recruited me on 2014. So that was my first experience with insurance. And I kind of like it, helping people but to the difficult times, like they helped me in that moment. And when I came here, the opportunities start opening, but like we knew, when like always we migrate to another state, it's difficult. So I came in 2014, but I started doing life insurance on 2021 when
Okay.
Kathleen called me.
Oh, so
Having another prior experience with insurance, like health and other stuff. But
hmm,
my license with life, it start with family first.
okay, got it.
You know,
So, what were you doing in 2021 before you found us?
yes, I was doing health insurance and by part time, but I was working for a company on I do online notarization. So I am a notary. So basically, I was on the computer 8 to 5. I was the only Spanish speaker during the day,
Hmm.
taking online notarizations, answering chats, answering emails, translating in the sessions, just for a hour pay, doing the job like for 4 people, basically.
Now, this is in the kind of in the midst of COVID, no?
Yes, basically the company started on 2020 when the COVID hit. In January of 2020, I find the part-time with that company, and then the COVID hit on March. So they increased the clients, and I was the first full-time position on the company because I take a lot of hours, and was bilingual, so they give me the first position,
Hmm.
and then from there I work for home doing that
Got it.
all days.
Got it. And did you like doing that?
Yes, but because it's something simple and it's customer service, I always like work with people. So one thing I'm crazy for that, but I like to work with people. I like to help. Um, but always I have that empty feeling that this is not for me. I don't want to work for another person. I don't want to be on the computer 8 hours without can move, do myself. And I know I was made to get more money because I can. I'm capable to be do a lot of stuff.
Mm.
Just not sitting in the computer and do reach another people.
So, at that time, were you looking for us, or did Kedlin find you some in some way?
Kathleen find me. I always say thank you to her because I remember the call. I don't know if it was the last week of March or the first week of April. When she called me and said, and because I work for her, I worked with her mom before.
Ah,
Then she called me and she said, my mom don't know I calling you, but I started my business. I find this opportunity for life insurance
wow.
and I want you to join my team. I don't have a big team because I was for the beginning. She said, I don't have a big team, but I really want to have you on my team.
Wow.
And I said, you know what? My life insurance pre-license course is in my computer. I finished it like 6 months before, but I never get my license.
Mm.
So I told her, maybe God say I need to do it today
Wow.
with you. So okay. And then I joined, and then in a
Wow.
week, I have my license, and I started study the products, and then I started selling, and I started loving it. I get in love with the life insurance and with family first.
That's amazing. I mean, like, she calls you on an intuition, probably because you have a leadership, disposition, and says, "Hey, I don't have a big team, but I want you on my team." and you're like, hey, I was going to go get a life insurance license anyway. Why not today? It's like, how about that,
Like,
man? That's amazing.
then I spoke with my husband and I say, Kathleen called me. Who was Kathleen? Oh, Mitchell's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And then we spoke and I told him, I want to do my license. And I think this is the time.
Mm.
This came directly to me. So this is the time. And I was having the two jobs, 8 to 5, my part-time, my kids, my husband. I know how is busy, a busy person. And I take my license less than a week.
Wow. That's so
I
awesome.
started selling.
And so then you said you started falling in love with the life insurance industry.
Yes, I started falling in love when I start looking to products. I'm a person that I don't like to wait for other ones to show me the stuff.
Right.
I always get curious and start searching online, going to the companies, learning more products, knowledge, because knowledge is the key. If you know what you're doing, you will do it confident and then you will do it good. And then if you like to serve people, you want to like to give it the benefits, the better benefit for them. So then that week I was getting all the knowledge I can. And then I get in love because I say, oh my God, we can do a lot of stuff with life insurance. It's not just when the people pass away. We can have future, the kids, and every day I getting more in love with this, with insurance.
Wow. What an amazing start. Now, you've been in the business now 2 years and you're finding your niche. When you think about the sales aspect, doing telesales versus face to face, what have you morphed more towards?
And the beginning was weird because I'm a people person. I like to have the people in front of me, laugh with them. But like I say, I have on that time after I started in April, in June, I get an accident. I broke my leg and I was unable to go visit any clients. And I told Lindy, if you want to do this, you need to do it in a way. So then the Zoom sales start, and then I do like I guess if I'm not mistaken, I help like 6 families in 1 week for Zoom, and that was amazing. I say, okay, I can do this all the time. I can do this for home. I can help people from home, and then I getting better and better. Start calling leads. Any referral that came for me for another type of insurance, I always help them what they need. And then I say, do you know life insurance is more than leave money for other people? How is that? Oh, this is, and then I start getting clients for that referrals, and then I start getting more referrals, and then I buy more leads, and I like to call people right now.
So now activity's higher than ever. You're investing
Right.
in leads. So what does your mix look like right now? How much are you typically investing in leads on average a week?
Depends. The week can be 500 to 1,000, depends. I create my own leads.
Okay.
So I don't invest too much in another campaigns. I
Okay.
do my Facebook campaigns, and from there, I get in my own leads. And I have client in Texas, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New Mexico, and
I love it. What is your approach on the phones with the call to close, with telesales?
always know where the lead come from. If it's a mortgage protection that I buy, then I talk to that. But for the one I use, they came from Facebook. So I say, hello, Mark.
Yeah.
I always call them for the first name. Mark?
Yeah.
Yes. Ah, okay, Mark. Hi, Mark. This is Lindisbeth. I calling you regards the information that you submit to me that you want to know more about life insurance. I have your day of birth over here, like, and I say the day of birth.
Hmm.
They say yes or no. I say, oh, okay, perfect. Can I ask you why do you fill out this form? And then they say like, they say sometimes why they no because I was shopping around, family passed away. They say, okay, the reason I asked it is because I work for a lot of companies and I need to give you asking you some questions that bring me to give you the more benefit that you can qualify for and exactly for you. Do you don't mind if I ask you a few more questions? No, of course not. Okay, are you work right now? Are you retired? Do you have any medical conditions? Do you take any medications? No. Do you have some asking questions? When I ask questions on my mind, I listen the client, but as well I working on my mind like, okay, if we have insulin, I can go with this company.
Yep.
If it's completely healthy, I can go with another company. And then, like my first two leads, I remember I saw four policies in two leads because they calling me for final expense for the fathers. And then I start asking about them during the call when I was applying for the father. And then I told them, you know, you qualify for an IUL. Do you know what is an IUL? And on the
Hmm.
same cell, I do, on the same call, I do two policies. Try to get more information so I can have more tools to sell.
That is fantastic. So just kind of going in, making sure that you're like digging everything out and then getting to a solution based product for the client.
The best benefits, the best price, and don't give it a lot of information because before I was giving them a lot of information before I asked, and the sales don't go too high. When I start questions more,
Yeah.
they give out information, the sales increase.
Yeah, because it's a solution, right? Questions equal
Exactly.
solutions. Talking
Mhm.
equals you wanting to hear yourself. So when you can ask questions, they're going to give you all the solutions to what it is that they're asking for because they didn't ask, they asked. That's the good thing about what we do is most of the clients we talk to, Lindy, they asked. So
And a lot of questions. They do a lot of questions as well. And before I give in the price or something, I tell you, did you have any questions for me? Additional questions? And they say no. Okay. This is the two price. I always give them two options, not three or four, because if you give them a lot of options, they get
mm-hmm,
confused.
mm-hmm.
The two better options, and then for two different companies. And then when they select, I say, okay, the only next step that we have is to meet your information and then pre-qualify you, qualify you. I pre-qualify you, but they're gonna give you the completely approved. And they give me the information and we submit it. I send them my license for text. So let me send you my license, my business card with my picture, so you can put a face on this voice and
Mm-hmm.
even some extra. Like I say, I always trying to find some more information I can give more extra to my clients. I call a funeral for home and I ask them how the claims need to be made. So I have that on my side. And when they are concerned how the son or the beneficiary will do the claims, I told them to call me. We have three options how to do the claim, but I will be more than happy to guide them that difficult time.
Now, when you think about your best aha moment, like the thing that said pop, and it was like, aha. What was that aha moment for you in our business?
Do you refer to the time that I switch and my sales increase a lot?
Yes. Yep.
When I invest in myself, I start following mentors, putting more knowledge. That I'm always good in sales. I work sales more than 10 years, but sometimes we need to be humble and says we have we have some stuff that we need to strong a little bit more. And then I start investing myself, buying mentors and study a lot about sales and then apply that to my daily work. And then finally, I get full time. I get to help more than 6, 7 families per week. I finally closed my new home. I have a new home for my
Yes.
kids. And that
Yes.
happened because family first life. I do it last Monday.
Oh man. Congratulations. That is so huge. Amazing.
That would not happen without this. I I I talk to Kalina all the time and I told her, thank you and say, no, thank for your hard work. Yeah, but thank you for calling me that day. Because if she don't call me that day, maybe my home is not there. So yeah,
Wow.
and thank God and the hard work as
How does it feel? How does it feel?
well. Amazing. Like
Oh
what's the
man.
last was the worst 3 months that waiting because the home is brand new, so we see it from the construction. We
Wow.
applied 3 months ago, and was too stressful. Paper. But the feeling when they give me the kids, the smile of my kids, the excited they have their own roof. That's everything for me.
Mm, that's so good, man. Oh, that's so huge. Well, listen, Lindy, You're definitely trending. I'm excited that you were able to jump on with us for our Tri-State Trends podcast. Big things ahead. When you look at 2023 and the rest of this year, how do you want to finish?
If I can have a big team, that would be great. But I want a good agents. I want agents that, and I don't say no bad agents in the world. Let me say it again. I want agents' commitment to work on their own business, because at the end of the day, this is each business for everyone.
Yeah.
So I see myself with a big team like Kathleen, but with agents' commitment to work. And I see myself getting better and better every day, and income like no more than 45 per month. No less per month. Sorry, not less the 45 per month.
You're crushing it. I love it. You're driven. Um, Thanks for jumping on with us, man. I'm excited about what you're saying, and the joy that you have, and the fact that it feels very clear that you know where you're going and how to get there. So congratulations on all your success. Big things ahead.
Thank you.
I'm excited for you, Lindy.
Thank you so much.
Trending, Lindy Rodriguez. Appreciate you. God bless you all for listening. Thanks for chiming in.